really? Ah! You spin me right round, baby, right round. What up, folks? Welcome back to the Soundbox. It's been a little while since I last made a video, but I haven't been completely idle. I've been splitting up some firewood, and I broke the handle on the hammer that I was using, so I made a new one. And to do so, I went out and bought this nice looking piece of walnut. And while I was there, I picked up this nice 3x3x36 piece of ash with mostly perpendicular grain. And I'm going to be using this in a future project, but we'll just set it aside for now. Whew, that's heavy. Additionally, I picked up this very photogenic candle lighter, and it is very pretty, and that's very low. Let's go. I guess that's as long as it goes. But anyway, the last thing I want to show off, and the most important for this video, is this guy that you've seen on the table since the start of this little introductification. It's a hand drill. Unfortunately, it didn't come with a way to stash the chuck key. So, I'm just going to have to tie it to the handle. There we go. All better. Now, last video I said I would do some testing to figure out if I actually need to add the legs onto this soundboard or if it's fine the way it is. In order to do that, I need this guy in order to drill gently through one of the little support pieces there, as well as through this piece of belly. But we're not going to jump right into that just yet, because there's some other science that I want to do in relation to that project with the piece of ash. Let me go over to the belt sander and talk more about it. So, I'm going to be doing just a little bit of science because I have a question that needs answered. And that question is, can I make small, semi-turned objects without a lathe? And I think, or hypothesize, the answer is yes. And here's how I'm going to test that. I got this little piece of poplar here. I'm going to drill into the end of it so that I can stick this lamp hanger screw into it and chuck the other end into my little hand drill. And then I'm going to use the hand drill to turn the piece of poplar against the belt sander. So, let's get to it. Well, it looks like absolute garbage, because it is, but it is also a result. If I clamp this in place, I should be able to do what I want to do with this. But enough of that. That's not what this video is supposed to be about. It's supposed to be about that kalimba, so let's get back to that. So, I think I'm going to start by drilling into this piece of belly, and to do that, I'm going to clamp the tensioner to it, and I'm also going to need to clamp it to something else, preferably soft so I don't ruin my drill bit. So let's just do that, and let's get this centered. That looks about right. It's not rocket science. But anyway, now we just tighten it up and nudge it a little bit further away so that we can get a good flat spot. There we go. Now, I don't need this drill to pierce the heavens. This piece of wood will do just fine. Come on. Let's go. Nice and gentle. Nice and easy does it. Hey, you. Get out of the gears. There we go. Easy does it. Come on. Is that through? I think we're through. Let's just go ahead and yeah, we're through. Let's go to the other side. Let's switch hands out here. Some of this. There we go. Well, for some reason, it seems to feel better using my right hand to turn the crank. I'm left-handed though, so that's strange. Looks like I'm through. I see light. Yay! Now we gotta drill this guy so that the hole goes all the way through the little bracing here. Let's go ahead and turn nice and slow and steady. Let's use this thing. Oh, we're through. We are through. Okay, now it's just a matter of putting the pieces together. I'm going to borrow the tines from that guy. I will eventually make some specifically for this one, but for now, those ones will do. So, let me go ahead and get this loaded up, and we shall see what happens. So, in order to put things together, first I need to attach this T-nut. In fact, I need to attach two of them, and I forget what size it is, and that's especially a problem because I made the hole just a touch tiny. However, I've got a stepper drill bit, and I'm itching to use it in my nice new toy. So let's go ahead and widen out both of these holes just a touch so that we can get this thing glued in. But first, I gotta get this chuck key under control. There we go. Now, let's just go ahead and go nice and easy. That's kind of wibbly wobbly. Let's try and cut down on the wibbles here. Let's see, is that gonna do it? Is that gonna do it? Not quite. I need to go one more step. So beyond just the basic. The second step here is... well, I can't really read it. The numbers are too tiny and it's faded a little bit. Oh yeah, that's a nice tight fit. Just need to go a little further in. Get out of there. Let's see here. I think this says 5:30 seconds, which I do not have on this other steppy drill bit. Ooh, that was loud. However, I should have a regular drill bit in that size. So let's just go ahead and get this other hole out to that size real quick, and then we'll get the proper drill bit to finish it out and get the T-nut in. No spinnies this time. Woohoo! So now, I might not even need to glue this in. Let's just see if we can make it work with a friction fit. You know what? I've got a clamp. I'm going to put it to good use. Yay for press fit T-nut. Woohoo! That actually makes me happy because I don't have to use the super glue. Because that just leaves a nasty smell, gets on my fingers, makes a mess, and it could ruin my clothes. Let's go ahead and put the other T-nut in and get this thing put together. Okay, it's attached. And as you can see here, it's not bending. Yee-hoo! However, I've got this just about as tight as I can muster or feel comfortable mustering. And the middle, if we go up to the microphone here, still has an unacceptable buzz. The ends are nice. But the middle, there's just not a lot of tension in there because it's so far away from the pivot points. I don't think there's a whole lot I can do about that. However, if I attach some fret wire to this piece of belly, I don't have any, but if I do that and then file it so that it's slightly higher in the middle and lower towards the ends, that should help get me some tension in the middle. So I'll probably be modifying this later once I get my hands on some fret wire. But for now, it's time to move on to refining the back here. And to do that, I think I'm going to take these guys back off. And I'll try to keep them in the correct order. Maybe use some tape? Yeah, I'm going to use some tape to keep them in the correct order. Alrighty, I decided to have a quick little change of scenery. I know, orange backdrop, not much of a change. But what is a big change is this. It's much easier to keep warm in a smaller room. Now, I have made some progress shaving down the braces on this Kalimba top. And I did a little bit of tapping just out of curiosity. Because, you see, before I started building this project, I looked up the construction process of guitars. And one of the things that I found was that when they're doing the bracing, they shave it down and they tap it a bunch. And the goal is to get as many different tones in as many different spots as possible. And I think I'd like to try doing that here, although I don't know how much progress I'll get on that front. I'll go ahead and pop this in front of the microphone real quick to give you a sample of what I'm hearing, if it makes a difference. And we just go ahead and let's hold it this way. Tap it here. Tap it here. And tap it right here. I don't know if that's making different notes. I think it is. I can definitely hear something when I hold it up to my ear and tap it. But I don't know if it's translating into the microphone and therefore the video. So what I'm going to do now is continue shaving this down until I'm satisfied. And then I need to saw off some small chunks of it in order to make it actually fit the skeleton, the frame, the thing that I built that I need to glue this onto. So, let me go ahead and get this shaved down, and then we're going to have to jump a few days because I am getting something in the mail that will help me to make just a few more spool clamps in order to glue this down. Okay, the stuff has arrived, so now I'm going to go ahead and show it to you before I try some of it out. And the first thing I'm going to show you, and something I'm not really going to try out because it's something I've used several times before, is a pack of 10 60 grit sanding belts. I go through these things like candy. Whether it's related to this channel or not, I use these things to hog through wood a lot when I don't really feel like carving. I probably shouldn't do that, but I do. So, there. The second thing I'm going to show you is this guy. It is a drilling angle guide. You put your drill onto this, and then you put your drill bit into this secondary chuck, and you can get yourself a good 90-degree angle. You can adjust it to 45 degrees if you want, and it's nice. I'll be using this, I'll be trying this out to make some spool clamps. The ones that I made are not quite up to snuff, so I gotta remake them. The last thing I want to show you is this little alcohol lamp. Now, here's the picture on the product page on Amazon, and you'll notice a few differences. That one is round, this one is square and faceted. That one has a brass cap, this has aluminum. that one has a little tube for the wick to go through beyond just the cap. This just has a hole in the cap. And it wasn't a very good seal. One of the product reviews that I checked after I got it said that they had a bit of a mishap. So I got into some of my spare parts and found a gasket to fit inside of it. So hopefully that should do the trick. And I'm going to be trying this out before I actually try the drill guide, because I want to make sure I got something good, and I want to show you what I was doing before to bend the wood and what I'm going to be doing from now on. So, up until now, my bending equipment has been a candle, a spray bottle, and this maple bowl blank that I've been using as a bending form. It's not the greatest, and if you get too aggressive, you might break it, but basically, here's how it works in a quick little in-person demonstration. First of all, you gotta light the candle. And just go ahead and get that going. Then you gotta spray your wood down real good. Just like this. And you gotta keep it wet. And then what you gotta do is you gotta pass it over slowly and gently, like this, until it gets nice and warm. And every now and then you press it against the maple block, like so. And you just do little bits at a time. If you get too aggressive at it, you might break it. In fact, I did that in a previous demonstration, which was the first time I ever actually broke a piece of wood. Now, one of the other drawbacks of doing it this way is that. That's not burnt wood, that's just soot from the wax. That's not great. That's not great at all. But let me just go ahead and speed up some footage of me bending this piece of wood to prove that it does work. Let me just hold this here a few seconds longer. Okay, and now, if I hold this up to the camera, you should see it's starting to bend. Now we're going to bend it a little bit more, just because I can. Okay, now it's even a little bit more bent. So now we're going to get rid of the candle, and we're going to try out that alcohol lamp. Well, here goes. Let's bend it. Let's bend this wood right here. And we'll bend it the other way this time. Oh wait, I forgot. I'm not going to be using the flame directly. I'm going to be putting this over it. Alrighty, I just sprayed a little bit of water right here just a moment ago, and it's already gone, so this should be quite warm. And if I touch this wood to it, it should sizzle a little bit, so let me just... Anything? No, I'm not getting any sizzle, but I'm still going to try bending. Holy crap, holy. I like that. Look at that, look at that, look at that. It's developing a much stronger bend, much faster than with the old candle method that I was using before. So, this is definitely an upgrade. Let me go ahead and make those spool clamps now that I've had my fun. And there we have it. 7 spool clamps, and it is almost time to use them. But first, I need to make sure that this fits this. And to do it, I'm going to use this. This is an improvised tool I made a while back. It is a windshield wiper blade sandwiched between some bits of purple heart wood and sharpened on both sides because I'm stupid and couldn't figure out how a chisel works. But I'm going to use this guy to carve out what I need to from this guy in order to make this guy fit in here. So, let me go ahead and do that, and then when I pop back in, this will be glued down and these will be clamped on. Okay, now I just gotta let this sit for a while and not mess with it until the glue dries. In the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and practice my bending off camera just because I can. And I'm not sure what else I'll do with that piece that I've already bent up a little bit for demonstration purposes, so it might as well be used as practice fodder. But until next time, I'm out of here. Goodbye.